13 years later, the nation paused this morning to remember the victims of the terror attacks on September 11th, 2001.
That bright sunny morning, our world was forever changed when a passenger jet crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center. It was 8:46. A single bell chime marked the time. Nearly 3,000 people died in the attacks. A second plane hit the South Tower 17 minutes later.
A third jet slammed into the western facade of the Pentagon. President Obama and Vice President Biden paused this morning in Virginia for a moment of silence.
And in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, bells tolled to remember the men and women who confronted the hijackers. The plane never reached its target and crashed in a field.
Joseph Caccia.
Stephen Dennis Cafiero.
And to my beautiful middle sister, Vivian Casaldic. Vivian, you always dance to the beat of your own drum. And for you, I pay tribute to you by wearing your god-awful, ugly green Converses today with the tacky yellow shoelaces. I know somewhere you're having a good laugh and you're enjoying yourself.
In Lower Manhattan, families of the victims read the names of every person who died that day, sharing their grief and loss as well as hope for the future.
We have CBS 2 team coverage. Christine Sloan is in Jersey City. Jennifer McLogan is at Point Lookout on Long Island. But let's begin with Weijia Jiang in Lower Manhattan.
Well, Mary, by now there are many ways, many traditions to commemorate this solemn day, but this year a new way to honor the victims through their stories and what they left behind inside the 9/11 Museum, 13 years in the making.
A moment of silence can be more powerful than words on September 11th.
George J. Ferguson III.
Until the name reading ceremony.
Alfred Russell Maller.
Loved ones sharing messages to the person they lost, kept private every other day of the year.
I miss you so much. Daddy, you're my hero. I love you.
Thousands packed into Lower Manhattan to honor the victims.
We have significantly ramped up our security for the event,
including the NYPD commissioner now and the mayor then.
We had to work hard to get the businesses back, the people back. A lot of people never wanted to return.
This is the first anniversary observed since the museum to honor 9/11 opened in May.
Many people say they weren't prepared for what the experience is actually like, that it was emotionally uplifting.
Nearly 1 million people from around the world have visited, seeing many intense reminders of the attacks.
13 years later, it seems like yesterday. With each passing day, it hurts.
And for most of the day, the museum will be reserved for family members of victims and first responders, but then it will open to the public at 6 p.m. and they'll get an up-close look also at the tribute in light, 2 beams projecting into the sky where the Twin Towers once stood, a stunning way to remember. Live in Lower Manhattan, Weijia Jiang, CBS 2 News.